Okay, my name is Dr. Ruth Sears. I am a full professor for mathematics education and the associate director of the Coalition for Science Literacy. So for the camp, I serve as the educational specialist to ensure that as we engage with students, it considers technological, pedagogical content knowledge, so we are truly responsive to the needs of all students. CodeBreakHERs is a summer camp where it's 5 days during every summer in academic year, typically, where we recruit at least, last year it was up to 20, but this year it's 40 students, where they explore different activities relative to coding, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, considering right now we're going to be doing one with 3D printing, where they get immersed with different technology interaction and think about the science behind it, the CIA, confidentiality, integrity, accountability, and accuracy, really thinking about those principles that protects the integrity of what we do and why we do it. So it's a place where we stimulate interest, stimulate learning opportunity, but also stimulate their professional growth. So CodeBreakHERs is a place where you can rise to the occasion in a supportive and inclusive space.
I have been truly enjoying the camp. I feel that the directors and the speakers have been very kind and clear on what they're trying to say. They've been, when we experience issues, they've been nothing but helpful. And I do think this would be a good place to connect with other young women who want to have a career in STEM, or even if they don't want to have a career in STEM, something that is a common interest for all of us.
I was so excited to try out all the new technology, and we got to experiment with Linux and Kali, and we got to hack for good reasons, and we got to encrypt and decrypt, and I've had so much fun learning and exploring all these things we can do with cybersecurity.
This week, not only have I had fun and I've made a lot of very close friendships, but I've learned more about what it's like to have a cybersecurity job, or what it means to advance, what kind of education you need, what career path you would follow.
The reality of our society, we don't put enough emphasis on, especially girls being able to do more STEM fields. And we see girls that start getting into it and really enjoy this stuff, and they just never would have been exposed to it if we didn't put that in front of them. So I think it's important to give them the opportunity. They don't have to pursue this if they don't want to, but if they want to, at least they know.
It's amazing because normally, stereotypes and just statistics, women aren't typically in this field, so it's wonderful to see so many girls also interested in this field.
I think it's great. And I feel like there's not so much of a stigma anymore. It's very exciting. If you're a perpetual learner, this is a great field to be in because you're never gonna know everything. I would basically encourage young women to start learning about ChatGPT, start learning about these things now, start using them if you haven't already, and you're going to start seeing them incorporated in all the different products that we use. We'll start understanding them at a deeper level because we get to hack those.
It's such an expanding field, and there's so many more jobs in that, and it's going to be something that's going to be part of all of our lives. So I think it's a really great program that helps us as young women to learn about something that will be impacting everyone.
The most fun thing I thought I did was the PSA video, because we had so many ideas and we were kind of laughing half the time, but then we learned a lot, and it was a really good way to remember it and for it to also be hands-on. And we also ended up winning the competition for the video. So yeah, that kind of added to it.
Earlier this week, we made QR codes out of Legos. It was, and after we had built them, we were trying to take pieces off to see how many pieces we could take off with it still functioning, and with it still scanning. And it was such a great thing because it was teamwork and cybersecurity and all of these combined, and it was a competition. It was really fun. The drone thing was very fun. I was I think the first one to send packets to deauthorize it. It was fun seeing it as a game where Jean-Francois and Irina would try and steal it back and forth. But it was also a hands-on experience, so it felt very satisfying to be able to do these things with your own hands and type it all out.
It was really cool to see each of the campers actually taking the equipment and doing the attack themselves. So being able to, they did that on the webcam, but being able to actually do the attack and see the real world benefit or maybe detriment of what they were doing, I think that was really cool, and I enjoyed that a lot. I hope that they get out of this today that they can do it themselves. Because if you think about it, with the camera activity I mentioned, they're the ones that were doing it. They didn't just see us do it and then say, oh, I wish I could. They only had to run 10 commands and they did that. And I used to have penetration testers that would never be able to do this. And yet I hope they see today they're able to if they want to.
I think prior to this, I knew that hacking and that cybersecurity was a huge issue with like encryption and security, but I didn't realize the extent, like how easy it was for someone to just break into your computer until I actually did it myself. So I think it's really important that everyone keeps their things secure. I think even if you aren't sure where you want to be in 20 years or 10 years, even if you don't know if you're interested in cybersecurity, it's a great opportunity because it shows you what it is. And even if you aren't set on cybersecurity or an IT career, it's still going to be fun and it's still going to be a great experience where you can learn so much.
I think this would be a great experience for someone who is interested in going to cybersecurity, but it's also important for someone, maybe if they aren't interested in going directly into cybersecurity or IT, I think it would still be important for them to have this experience. So you should do it not only for the knowledge, but also for the experience and the connections and the people you meet.
The camp has just been a wonderful experience and I would love to come back another year and I will recommend it to all of my friends.